Nice. But yeah, man, we'll get to this feature prelim real quick, and then before we get to this main card on the next round. But yeah, we had Guram Kutateladze at plus 260 versus was it Mateusz Gamrot at minus 330, and it was both of their debuts, and they were both like well credentialed debuts though. Like these
Oh,
weren't
dude,
some like
I can't
spunky
believe they
little.
made these guys fight each other. It's like actually some bullshit they made these guys have their debuts against each other.
It's a bullshit.
But it's not though because they're both so good and they should like
And they're
so
both.
jitters would be real for both of them in this case. Like no one has that UFC experience yet.
It was a super fair matchup. It was a super entertaining matchup for the fans. But you're right. If I'm in their camp, if I'm actually them, like if this is my career, I'm like, oh, this is my debut. Like, yeah,
Like
no,
I
I
have to
feel
face
you.
a fucking killer. Like okay,
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. So it's like, on one hand, like if I'm a viewer, if I like, which I was a viewer last night, I thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. I'm glad that it was the matchup, but I totally understand the argument you're making. Like for their individual careers, yeah, fucking brutal debut matchup for sure.
dude. I do want to note that Gamrot was 17-0. It's a lightweight fight, so 155. He's minus 330 coming in. Kutateladze is like 11-2. He's Shimaev's training partner, one of them out at All Stars, and he was plus 260 coming in.
Yeah,
Uh,
but also what they did, or they talked about it, but they doesn't factor into his direct MMA record. They said that like Kutateladze, all disciplines, all different martial art contests combined, he's probably had like 700 competitions. Now that includes wrestling matches and grappling matches and things that aren't.
right.
But yeah, they said he estimates over like 700 like martial arts competitions logged, and he's a lifer. He's been doing it since he was fucking knee high. So
I mean, he
I,
looked like it too. His body was
that's
just
what I'm
shredded.
saying. It's all the hype was on the 17-0 Gamrot, but 700 like old boy was so experienced for a debut.
I,
It seems like a contradiction, but
I mean, but I'll say Gamrot was sick. Yeah,
yeah,
Gamrot was sick, bro. I just want to note in the first round, his shots were so good, dude. Like from a guy that has like actually wrestled and really follows like just college wrestling and freestyle wrestling.
yeah,
His
basically
shots
knows
were
his wrestling well.
beautiful. Like his
Yeah.
shots were beautiful.
And just
Uh,
athletically, he looked like a freak. He really did. Like just
yeah.
physically, like athletic. Like he looked like a fucking welterweight almost. Like he was jacked.
Well, that guy that we saw last week, Dricus Duplessis, was a champion from the same organization that this guy was a champion from,
Oh,
KSW.
okay. All
So they're
right.
coming from the same spot. So that's why Gamrot probably got such a big number from Vegas, is because Vegas kind of missed on Duplessis last week with their
So they
number, and so they.
overcompensated.
Hmm.
Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. And yeah, I think you noticed that you noted it already, but our man Shimaev was in Kutaladze's corner, so
Yeah, and
definitely.
the ref actually yelled at Shimaev at one point in the fight, quit hitting the apron because he was making it sound like there were 10 seconds left, and he was like,
And
"Stop."
I think it was DC was like, yeah, good luck with that one, Rev.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Good luck
said
telling
something.
Hamzat to
Yeah,
stop anything.
exactly. He's like, yeah, good luck with getting him to stop. But
But
who'd you
DC
give
is
round
super.
one to, brother? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. I gave it to Gamrot actually, super close, super close.
Yeah, I gave
Due
it
a
to
lot.
Kuteladze.
Oh, okay, okay, that'll be the
I
difference.
thought those body kicks were doing a lot of damage. Those classic Muay Thai body kicks from Kutaladze were landing real clean on those ribs of
See, I thought
Gamrot.
the kicks were good, but it's just like Gamrot's shots for me were so good, and like he just kept getting takedowns on a guy that has great wrestling, right? Like
Yeah,
Kutateladze has really good ground game, so for him to get those takedowns, I was really impressed. Now, granted, he didn't control him long most of the time, but that's going to be because Guram is so good at getting up and knows how to stand up.
true, true. Yeah, and that's just the classic debate. Like, if you get a takedown, and aren't able to keep him down longer and inflict much damage, like A, was it worth the gas you expended? B, how much did the judges factor it in? C, like how, like was it worth it? It's very interesting, and that answer quite literally changes depending on who the judges are, who the fighters are. Like that's the most subjective thing in all of MMA, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, one thing I did want to say too is like, dude, DC is so observant. Like he is so
Yeah,
good on the call.
it's
It's
so
it's
good.
crazy. Like when he noted that Gamrot, whenever he was in orthodox stance, was going to strike, and whenever he was in southpaw stance, was going to wrestle. and called it within 2 minutes of the fight, and that was the entirety of the rest of the fight for Gamrot.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit! Like
He's
DC
like
is a
he's like
different
the
level.
Tony Romo of MMA announcing.
Dude, like he just points out shit where you're like, oh, well, if you're in the fight and you notice that, like you're good. Like you
Yeah.
figured it out. Like you got the key.
And for those people that think, UFC's MMA is just a blood sport, just fought by, cretins, like there's an IQ, there's a headiness to it for sure.
No, I think it's like the most real physical chess match there is on earth.
Definition of it, yeah. No, I agree, man. So round two, who'd you give to?
So also we should note just real quick in the second, I don't know, well, it might have been the first round or second round, but Kutateladze almost got disqualified for throwing a soccer kick because there was a point when Gamrot had like a knee down and Kutateladze almost kicked him in the face.
Yeah,
and he would get DQ'd for that.
It was close. It was close. I think it was fine though. I was fine with them allowing that to kind of continue. I thought it was close, but no cigar in my opinion.
So the second I actually gave to Guram though, to answer your question, Kutateladze.
Me too, and I thought it was the similar narrative of just Guram kept getting up to his feet like that, and I actually gave him more credit for getting to his feet than I was giving Gamrot for taking him down and essentially doing nothing with it. So his takedown D, his grappling defense was really impressive, and it's rare that I get a guy around.
Though? Because he's getting taken down. So it's not like he's defending the takedown. He's just getting up.
But he was getting up like that, like.
But I mean, so are we rewarding chin? So you can eat a shot, but because you can eat the shot, it's.
I kind of do reward chin, honestly, and I think we all do, whether it's subconsciously or not. But yeah, I mean, if you can.
But I don't score it positively. Like I look at it, I'm like, damn, Shane Burgos can eat a shot, but do you want to eat a shot? Do you want to have to get up?
I think in a super close round or a super close fight, that could be the difference. Because it's not okay if you're only eating shots and not returning it, but it's like, okay, if I landed 40 shots and you landed 40 shots and I ate your shit and I caused damage with mine, then yeah, that chin does factor in. You know what I'm saying?
I would agree, but it's like Kutateladze didn't get takedowns. So where did he return those shots? It was not 40-40.
Well, let me ask you this. You said you gave round two to Guram. Why did you give him the round?
Because he was striking cleaner. He landed some really nice hooks outside.
Yeah, that too, for sure. I'm definitely glad you know.
I thought his damage just outweighed what Gamrot did. Even though Gamrot might have had technical numbers as far as takedowns or whatever, his damage was not with Kutateladze in that round by any means. I thought Kutateladze was hurting him in that round.
Yes, definitely. And then round three, I actually did give to Gamrot those takedowns, and I think he was just a little more effective with them. It kind of reminds me of the once again, it kind of reminds me of that Malarkey fight. If he would have been able to fight round two or round one like he did round three. Both of them won round three and lost the fight, in my opinion, and I think
honestly, my stock went so up on both these guys though,
and the fact that it was both of their debuts, it kind of that's kind of another good thing about it because Dana set it up to where neither one really discredits themselves. If they would have fought like a veteran gatekeeper and lost, it kind of would have extinguished the steam on the hype, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like since they both fought debuts, it was a close fight. It was good. I don't really feel like either guy really damaged their career out of this. If anything, they only helped gain, notoriety.
Oh shit, my bad. So hold on, I have a really interesting point to bring up actually about all this. So I scored at 29-28 for Gamrot. You scored at 29-28 for Kutateladze, right?
Yep.
It goes to the
scorecards. Which is hilarious because there was a split,
Split decision. 2 judges score it like you. 1 judge scores it like me. So Kutateladze wins, right? Did you watch the post-fight interview on this one?
I don't believe so.
Bro, the first thing Kutateladze says to DC is, that guy won that fight. It's number one bullshit that I won tonight. It's the first thing out of his mouth.
You know what? I do remember that. I did see that. Yeah, and I disagreed with him, but it's cool though because it just shows you he holds himself to a high standard, and he expects. That should be exciting for people that like Kutateladze that want to see him do well. Because if he wasn't satisfied with that, and he still got the win.
Sure.
I think that's a recipe for greatness, our potential greatness. Like it's definitely not a bad thing, Like I actually disagreed with him when he was saying that, and I'm glad you brought it up. But yeah, he's a competitor. I mean, we both felt that way. Like we won a football game that we felt like we played like shit in, and or in like maybe a teammate of yours bailed you out or just something happened, but you got the win. And, after the game, everybody's telling you good game, and you're like you didn't even watch. I played like shit, but you're just as athletes, as
Right.
competitors, we're hard on ourselves. At least the good ones are.
Right. Yeah.
Hello.
I mean, this is Gamrot's first. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
All
you're
right,
good.
cool. I was thinking is that this is Gamrot's first loss ever, right? And
Yeah.
Kutateladze is out there saying like, I don't think I won the fight, and it's a split decision. They should just run it back. Let him
Yeah,
have a
but
chance to avenge his one loss. But it's not good for the UFC. They should probably run it back
UFC
later.
never does rematches on like not
Yeah,
high level fights like ever. Like and I kind of get it.
I
I
get it
don't
because
know.
they need proven records in the UFC to get there. But these guys will they should let them each get a new opponent. Give Gamrot a good opponent. Give Kutateladze a good opponent. And they could probably meet again down the road.
Yeah, I think if it happens organically, like down the road, if one's ranked 12 and one's ranked 10 or something, a couple years from now, fine. But I don't think they should go out of their way to reset it up. I mean, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a badass fight. It was controversial fight. All these fights that
Twitter community was upset with the decision. There were a bunch of fighters that were saying that they thought Gamrot won.
Yeah, man, it sucks because like both guys did what they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? That's when a fight can be hard to judge whenever it's like both fighters execute their game plan, but it's like whose game plan did the judges like better? Because it's
Right.
like you
It's
said,
really what last night was.
yeah, like Kutaladze's striking was much more effective, but Gamrot, I mean, goddamn, did he have 10 takedowns? How many fucking takedowns did he have? A fuck ton.
I want to
Like
say he had like 8
multiple per
takedowns and he
round. Yeah,
attempted
like
like
multiple.
18.
Yeah. So like he set out what he like wanted to accomplish. I think Gamrot's just got like he's not the first fighter to lose a decision based off getting takedowns and not being able to do anything with
Control
it.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's a narrative as old as MMA itself. You know what I mean? Just so he just got to work on that ground and pound. Maybe work on some submission finishes or at least some submission attempts. Like that's what struck me. I don't even think he was really like attempting much. Like he would like get the takedown and then kind of be like, "Oh shit, I didn't like think this far ahead." Like in the movie Ted, whenever the bear, he's like, "I wasn't prepared for any follow up questions." Like I don't know. I feel like he gets the fucking takedown and just like, oh, all right. Well, I practiced takedowns a whole fuck ton, but I don't know. I don't feel like he needs to work on that next step, in my opinion.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. He just needs to learn to. Well, I don't know, man. Kutateladze is a beast too. Like it's hard. We'll see.
Yeah, he was a beast.
Both these guys are like we're just going to learn a lot about them from their next fights because they're
Yeah.
both so good.
Yeah, totally.